Inflation is destroying this country, and it's putting a big cap on how fast GDP growth can accelerate.
Yeah, 60% of Americans have less than a $1,000 net worth. Did I understand that correctly?
You did. And that's not my opinion. That came from a recent bank rate study.
Yeah, I mean, that's shocking. I hadn't heard that stat, but many comparable, credit card balances hitting all-time highs, buy now, pay later groceries becoming a emerging trend, which is terrifying. And something like 25% of the American population cutting back on just the non-discretionary items, right? Food and medicine, effectively.
Yeah,
$1,000 net worth. Yeah. So walk me through that. The Fed's intention, if they were to cut rates, would be to impact the yield curve, but you have some conflicting opinions there.
Yeah. And you think about, by the way, what do you think it would do to the US dollar, which is already on life support? They want to cut interest rates by 300 basis points. At least the administration does. But the last time the Fed cut rates, the Fed cuts interest rates 100 basis points in 2024. And what happened to the long end of the yield curve? It went higher. Price went higher. The price of the bonds dropped and the yield curve on the long end went higher. So yields went higher. And the reason for me is clear. When you have an insolvency issue, when you have an inflation issue that you have not dealt with appropriately, why are you cutting interest rates? Now, home prices going up 20% year after year. And now we have a situation where we have a triumvirate of bubbles where you have equities in a magnificent bubble. And we can go through some metrics real quick. Total market cap of equities as a percentage of GDP is 210%. It's an all-time record high. The mean ratio is closer to 90 to 100%. We're over two. The market cap of equities is over 2 times the size of the economy. Jay, that's a very unusual statistic.